Part harp, part lady, part mermaid! This is the most amazing whole thing I've ever seen.
The Lost Harp of Mervana sounds like a really good episode, honestly, and it had a great presentation going in. Seeing Scrooge and Huey do this.
When the Mervanans disappeared into the sea, the priceless Harp of Mervana disappeared as well.
How did the Mervanans survive under the sea, you ask? Well, Mervana was home to a mystical race of
Half man, half fish creatures. Their legs could turn to fins underwater,
allowing them to live on both land and
sea.
Was, to me, excellent. Seeing them just sell the adventure to you was great. Loved it. They're my two favorite mainstay characters, so that sold me. Everyone's here. We're looking for mermaids. Webby loves mermaids. Della has a weird fear of fish, and that's never explained. But anyway, let's just sort of look at this as we search for one of the treasures from the Diary of Isabella Finch.
A few moments later.
And it kind of sucks. Actually, sucks is a strong word, because first watch, I really didn't like this episode. I really didn't. Second watch, pretty good. Pretty good. Not great. Pretty good. And I think it comes down just due to the fact that this episode goes in so many different directions. You know, we've got Scrooge, Donald, Huey, and Dewey talking to the Mervanans and trying to attain inner peace, which Donald does pretty handily. Dewey just sort of goes wherever the wind blows. And then we have Webby's amazing optimism versus Louis' professional skepticism, and Beakley sort of in the middle, wanting to protect that innocence from reality. It's fun. It is, but it sort of works my nerves in some places because I felt like Webby should have already known this from season 1. You know, whether it be Lena or the reveal about or what happened to Della. You know, these are all things that Webby was aware of, was part of. So how this doesn't quite shape her is a bit of a mystery to me, but okay, whatever. I think in Webby's mind, there's naturally good people, and good people always stay good, bad people have always been bad. I think that's Webby's sort of viewpoint. Like, there's nothing that changed Magica into who she was. Magica is Magica. Scrooge is Scrooge. That's how she views life. And that is sort of a failing on Beakley's part. But I think we'll find out more about Webby's optimism or why Beakley does what she does, hopefully by the end of this season, and not next season. This is something that the series has done before. If you recall,
I was not responsible for the spear of Selene.
And here we have this ending here.
I have no secrets from you from here on out.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Favorite standout character is the Harp of Mervana. Love it. Love it. It's a nice callback to Raiders of the Lost Harp. This is actually an improvement on the harp in some ways. The harp in that one is smaller, which I think is a plus, just because easier to ludge around. But this harp is more of a character, has more agency in the story. Even if she can't move, she is still like the lore keeper of Mervana. So that works. That's great. And she's hilarious to listen to. Just love it. Just love it. Raiders of the Lost Harp had the problem where the harp wasn't really a character. The harp was a treasure.
A thing!
And no one knew why the harp was important to Helen of Troy, but it was implied that this was the great treasure of Helen. So Scrooge finds it, realizes what it does, decides to become big in business, or bigger in business, because now you can tell when people are lying to him. Magica wants the harp because she knows it's Helen of Troy's harp. It's actually one of the few times Magica doesn't want the dime. And of course, the Minotaur Stone Guardian that Scrooge took the harp from wants it back, and that leads to a whole thing. It leads to one of the best chases ever. And a bubblegum factory. Love it. All I'm going to say about that episode. Least favorite character, King Honestus. I thought the hippies would have worked my nerves, but King Honestus is the worst. Because he just exists to be terrible. He just does. Like, there's nothing redeeming about King Honestus. Like, it's not even the fact, hey, I made a mistake, so I'm fleeing the responsibility. Or even, I think it all has to be destroyed because I don't have to own up to it. No, I just don't want to do anything. It's terrible. He is terrible. And maybe that's the point. It's sort of why I don't hate the episode as much. This episode is less adventure, more character, which I always said is a thing that separates original Ducktales from this reboot. So you sort of have to take what you will from it. The character interactions are more important than the adventure itself. So anyway, with that in mind, we're bringing this video to a close here. If you're new to the Bucket Think Tank, if you like, comment, share, subscribe, check out some other videos, and I'll catch you all later. This is the Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.
Peace and love.